What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Zabin Law Sports Podcast. I'm your host Isaiah, and today, y'all, we have another team NFL mock draft, and the team that's on the clock is the Arizona Cardinals. Y'all, the Cardinals have 6 picks in the top 90, so they could really add some elite talent to this roster because this is a roster that is desperate, hungry for some really good talent. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Y'all, we're on the clock here at pick 4. And yes, I'm so glad this guy's still on the board. Y'all, I think the Arizona Cardinals should take, and I have them taking Marvin Harrison Jr., wide receiver of Ohio State. I know the Cardinals could trade out of this pick to, say, the Minnesota Vikings, but in my opinion, y'all, the Arizona Cardinals do not need to pass an opportunity to take Marvin Harrison Jr., a guy that I think is the best prospect in this draft class. Y'all, when I did my scouting report on him, I compared him to Julio Jones, AJ Green, and Amari Cooper. I think he's all three of those guys in one because he has the size of Julio. He has the route running like Amari Cooper, and then he has the jump ball contested catch ability like AJ Green. So I think Marvin Harrison Jr., he is a generational prospect at wide receiver. I think he's going to be a future Hall of Famer. If you're the Cardinals, you cannot pass on that. Yes, I get it. You can trade down and maybe get an extra first-round pick in this year's draft or next year's draft, but you cannot pass up on a guy that should be one of the best wide receivers in NFL history. Seriously, I mean, y'all, Marvin Harrison Jr. has that talent to where he should be one of the best ever. So I don't think the Cardinals need to pass it up. I had them taking Marvin Harrison Jr. at pick 4. Y'all, we're going to be back on the clock at pick 27. And here we go. So we got a couple of trade offers. The Panthers want to give us pick 33 and pick 101. So move down 6 spots. Okay, that's not bad to get pick 101. And then we have the Steelers want to give us pick 29 and then a Washington 7th round pick next year. I'm interested in this Panthers trade, y'all. I'm not going to do it because I want to stay here at pick 27 because I see a couple of guys that I'm really interested in. So, y'all, Byron Murphy's still on the board. Chop Robinson is still on the board. And I think if you're the Cardinals, this is a team that needs pass rushing help, right? I know they got B.J. Ojolari. They took him last year in the second round, edge rusher out of LSU. And he had a solid rookie season, but you need more, right? This is a passing league. You need guys that can get after the quarterback. And when I look at a guy like Chop Robinson, now here's the thing with Chop, right? He is super athletic, and he has all the traits to be a very good pass rusher. He just has not put it all together yet. If he's able to do that, then I think Chop Robinson could be a very productive player. When I look at the Cardinals, I think they have to take a swing on a guy like him. Right? I really think you got to take a chance on a guy like Chop Robinson, who ran a 4.48 at the combine, who has his athletic traits. Y'all need some edge rusher help. I had to take in Chop Robinson, edge rusher out of Penn State. And y'all were literally going to be back on the clock at pick 35. So let's see. The Texans are offering us pick 42 and their second round pick next year. That's not a bad trade. And then the Raiders are offering us pick 44 and pick 77. Neither one of these are bad trades, but again, y'all, I just want to stick and pick. So look, Byron Murphy is still on the board. Yeah, I'm taking Byron Murphy. Y'all, that is insane. The fact I was able to get Chop Robinson now I'm able to get Byron Murphy at pick 35. I really love Byron Murphy. I think he's the best defensive tackle in this draft class. I know he's undersized, but y'all, this dude's a beast. He kind of reminds me of Aaron Donald in terms of being the undersized defensive lineman, defensive tackle, but still being able to get out the quarterback, still being able to wreak havoc. I like the Cardinals taking him. They really need D-line help, right? They need D-line and edge rusher help. We were able to get Chop Robinson. Now let's go get Byron Murphy. I cannot even believe he was here at pick 35. I love what we done so far, y'all. Love. We've been able to get so far. I'm not even going to entertain these trades. I like what we're doing right now. So here we are at pick 66, y'all. So just to recap real quick, at pick 4, we took Marvin Harrison Jr. At pick 27, we took Chop Robinson. And then at pick 35, we took Byron Murphy, the second out of Texas. So here we are back on the clock at pick 66. And y'all, the Cardinals really could use help at corner. And I see a guy sitting here. I'm going to see if there's any other corners. I see a guy sitting here in Kamari Lassiter, the corner out of Georgia. That I really like. I really like Kamari Lassiter a lot. He's a guy that's super physical. He's not afraid to get in you. He does need to learn how to play less aggressive, right? Because in college, he got a lot of flags called on him, right? He got a lot of defensive pass interference called on him, so he needs to learn to tone it down a little bit. But I do love him as a tackler. He's a very good tackler for a corner. He has solid speed, right? He's not super fast, but he has good enough speed. And he's somebody, y'all, that can really kind of change the Cardinals culture, which is what they need, right? Because, let's be honest. Outside of that 2021 season, the Cardinals have really been irrelevant for the last 5, 6, 7 seasons, So he's a guy that could really change the culture, could really bring that passion that I think the team in the locker room could use. He played for Georgia, y'all. Y'all know Kirby Smart. Those guys that play for Georgia, very energetic, very passionate. They play with an aggressiveness. And like I said, Kamari Lester, he does need to learn how to be less aggressive. Okay, so he doesn't get all those defensive pass interference called on him in the NFL like he did at college. But the fact that he's still here in the third round, this is just a great value pick. And also, this is just a really good player. And this is a big position of need for the Cardinals. I know they signed Sean Murphy-Bunting, former Tennessee Titans corner, in free agency, but y'all, you still need more corners. Sean Murphy-Bunting is a number 2 at best. Kamari Lester could become a number 1 corner in the league, so let's take him at pick 66, y'all. I love what we've been able to do. And again, we're back on the clock at pick 71. I told y'all the Cardinals have 6 picks in the top 90, so we've addressed all our needs. Marvin Harrison Jr., pick 4, Chop Robinson at pick 27, Byron Murphy at pick 35, Kamari Lester at pick 66. So, you look at the Cardinals, I can see them easily doubling down on wide receiver because they definitely need more than one, in my opinion. They could double down on corner. You could also look at offensive line. Blake Fisher is here. Let's see, Dominique Punny is here. Okay. Brandon Coleman. So still some good linemen here as well. Y'all, I'm going to have them taking Blake Fisher, tackle out of Notre Dame. I know last year, obviously, they had DJ Humphrey still on the roster, but they don't have him on the roster. And then last year, y'all, they did draft Paris Johnson Jr. But Paris Johnson Jr. did have his struggles. He was a rookie, so, we understand it. Rookie offensive lineman. But, y'all, they don't have DJ Humphreys anymore. So I look at a guy like Blake Fisher, and honestly, I think Blake Fisher can play day one. I really do. I like him more than some people do. I think he has really good feet. He's really strong, and I think he's great in pass protection. I think he's a better pass protector than he is run blocker. That's just my opinion. And again, you need that, right? Because Kyler Murray, that's your franchise quarterback. You got to keep him healthy. So I love them getting Blake Fisher right here at pick 71. And now you hope you have your 2 tackles for years and years and years to come. Y'all, we're back on the clock here at pick 90. So I really, really love what we've been able to do. And let's look at these wide receivers, y'all. So we got Malachi Corley, we got Ricky Pearson, Johnny Wilson still on the board. Let's go back to defense to see if there's any corners still left. So Josh Newton is still here. Kalen King is still here. Okay. Let's see. Any edge rushers? Austin Booker is still here. Chris Jenkins is still here. Mason Smith is still here. Dwayne Carter. Oh, wow. Y'all, so a lot of the defensive tackles are still here. But y'all, I'm going to have them taking Josh Newton, cornerback out of TCU. Like I said, to me, the Cardinals need to add a couple of wide receivers, a couple of corners in this draft. Josh Newton, I will admit, he did have kind of like a down 2023 season. Going into the season, he was a corner that a lot of us thought would be one of the best corners in the nation. Didn't quite go to plan, but I still think I like Josh Newton a lot. He's physical. He's not the biggest. Y'all, he reminds me a lot of Desmond King. Y'all remember when Desmond King was coming out of college? The biggest knock on him was that he wasn't fast enough. He wasn't the biggest guy, but he was just a good football player. I think Josh Newton was just a good football player, right? He's going to be a really good slot corner. I think he can play on the outside, but it's going to depend on the matchup. If he's going against a really fast, really shifty wide receiver, I don't think you want him guarding him. When I look at Josh Newton, y'all, again, he just reminds me of Desmond King, a guy that's just a good football player. He's not the flashiest of guys. He's not super fast, super athletic, but he just knows how to play the game of football. And the Cardinals need that. They need more dudes, that just know how to play football. They know how to play football at a good level, at a high level. Josh Newton does that. So now you have Josh Newton at one corner, y'all. You have Kamari Lester at the other corner. You got Sean Murphy-Bunting, who hopefully this year like your number 3 corner. That's a really, really good cornerback core right there. So let's see, y'all, who is still on the board for us. So we got Jatavion Sanders, tight end out of Texas. Even though they don't really need tight end. Let's go back to defense though. So T'Vondre Sweat is still. Mason Smith still here. He is. T'Vondre Sweat is still here. Dang, we could just pair him and Byron Murphy up, huh? Javon Solomon still here. I see Cedric Johnson. Okay, we already addressed corner. Let's go back to wide receiver though, y'all. Because like I said, I do think they need to double down on wide receiver. So we got Johnny Wilson. We got Jamari Thrash. Brendan Rice. Y'all, I'm going to have them taking Johnny Wilson, wide receiver out of Florida State, the big 6'7" freak that he is. And you talk about the Cardinals, I mean, they would have Marvin Harrison Jr. on one side and Johnny Wilson on the other side. Marvin Harrison Jr. is 6'4", Johnny Wilson is 6'7", and he would be a big target for Kyler Murray. Obviously, Johnny Wilson is never going to be the best route runner. He's never going to be the quickest guy, never going to be the fastest guy, but he is like your prototypical basketball player playing wide receiver, right? I mean, he's just super tall, a big catch radius, and all Kyler has to do is just throw that ball to him, and Johnny Wilson is going to come down with it. And I would love the pairing between him and Marvin Harrison Jr. because they bring something different. Marvin Harrison Jr. is more of a complete wide receiver, but Johnny Wilson is like your super big red zone threat. He's also your contested catch guy. So let's have them taking Johnny Wilson, wide receiver, out of Florida State. Y'all, I feel like we have killed this draft so far. Seriously, I really love the talent we've been able to add to this football team. And they still got so many picks left to go. I think y'all were at pick 138 now. And let's just to recap. So pick 4, we took Marvin Harrison Jr. Yeah, pick 27, we took Chop Robinson. At pick 35, we took Byron Murphy II. Pick 66, we took Kamari Lassiter. Pick 71, we took Blake Fisher. Pick 90, we took Josh Newton. Pick 104, we took Johnny Wilson. And we still have 4 picks remaining. So let's do this thing, y'all. Let's do it. And I feel like we've addressed all the needs. So at this point, it's going to kind of come down to what they want to add. And y'all, wow, I can't believe Tyke Smith is still here, safety out of Georgia. Now, when you look at the Arizona Cardinals, obviously they had Buda Baker at strong safety. So they don't really need a safety, so to speak. But I think at this point, we've addressed all their needs. So we're just going to take the best player available. And I think that's Tyke Smith, safety out of Georgia. Y'all, he is a bulldog, but seriously, the way he plays, just very aggressive, very physical. He's an older prospect because he's already 23, but I think that's fine. He's a really good tackler, y'all. He has good ball skills too, right? Like, which is rare because sometimes safeties like him, you don't see them have good ball skills because Tyke Smith is a very good tackler. He's a very good blitzer. But he also had 4 interceptions this year for the Georgia Bulldogs. So I think you have him and Buda Baker roaming back as safeties at the safeties positions. Really good duo to have. You already added Kamari Lassiter and Josh Newton to your cornerback core. Now you add Tyke Smith to your safety room, and now you got what looks to be a solid secondary. Now, of course, these guys will be rookies and they will have to adjust to the NFL. But for the next 3, 4, 5 years, you should have a really good secondary. Let's take Tyke Smith, safety out of Georgia, y'all. We done added a couple of Bulldogs to this Cardinals roster. We're going to be back on the clock at pick 162. And y'all, let's look and see if there's any good linemen that might still be available at this point. I'm not liking any of the guys I'm seeing. So, y'all, let's go to the running back position. Let's see if there's any guys there. So, I see Isaiah Davis. I see Blake Watson. Ooh, Blake Watson, okay. Let's see. We got Dylan Johnson, Jason McClendon. Okay. So, I think we can wait on running back. Y'all, I'm simply finna take who I believe at this point is the best player left on this board. And I'm finna take Luke McCaffrey. I know we're taking another wide receiver. When you look at it, the Cardinals, we've addressed all their needs. Luke McCaffrey, I think he's going to be a really solid slot receiver in the NFL. Yeah, as I say, that name sounds super familiar. Yeah, he is Ed McCaffrey's son. He is Christian McCaffrey's younger brother. But y'all, he's actually a solid wide receiver in his own right. I mean, he is. He's a solid player. He had 963 yards this year, 12 touchdowns. Like I said, I think he's going to be a slot wide receiver. That's fine. He has really good size for like a slot wide receiver. About 6'2", 198 pounds, really good hands, and is fast too. I mean, he ran a 4.46. So I think you put him in that slot, he can make things happen. And now the Cardinals, you have Marvin Harrison Jr., you have Johnny Wilson, you have Luke McCaffrey. I really like your wide receiver core. Again, y'all, it's not out of the realm of possibility that the Cardinals could take 2 or 3 wide receivers, considering the shape that their wide receiver core is in right now. So, hey, I like Luke McCaffrey. I think he's the best player left on the board. Here we are at pick 186, y'all. I think we got maybe one more pick after this. And wow, y'all, I can't believe this dude is still on the board. Xavier Thomas, edge rusher out of Clemson. Xavier Thomas, y'all, he's a guy that's very athletic, very bendy, and he is an older prospect, right? Because he is going to be 25 in December, but that's okay because he does have a lot of experience. He's a guy that's ready to go right now. I mean, y'all, he had 33 career sacks at Clemson, right? Excuse me, he had 18 career sacks at Clemson, 33 tackles for loss. So this is a guy that is ready to go right now. There's not a lot of development that needs to go on with Xavier Thomas because he is ready to go right now. And I said he's very athletic, very bendy. He ran a 4.56, y'all, at the combine. So you have him, you have BJ Ojolari, you have Chop Robinson, you got 3 dudes that are very, very, very athletic at the edge rusher position. And I think this is a great thing to have, right? When you look at the way today's league is moving towards, y'all, it's all about being super fast at every possible position you can be. Even if that is a defensive tackle or edge rusher. You can't just be fast at corner and wide receiver and safety any longer. No, y'all, you need your entire team to be pretty darn fast. And I think the Cardinals will have a really fast edge rusher group with BJ Ojolari, Chop Robinson, and Xavier Thomas. Y'all, I cannot believe the talent we've been able to add to this team. I mean, seriously, I think this is going to be our last pick at pick 226. And y'all, let me see if it's still a quarterback here. Why not? Let's take Sam Hartman, quarterback out of Notre Dame. Now, I'm not a huge Sam Hartman fan. I think he had a really inconsistent year this past season for Notre Dame. You know, he was kind of coming there to be their savior, I guess, at quarterback. That obviously did not go to plan. But, I mean, as a backup quarterback, maybe even your third string quarterback, not a bad guy to have, right? He does have a ton of experience. As he's getting ready to be 25. I said Xavier Thomas is getting ready to be 25 in December. Well, Sam Hartman's getting ready to be 25 in July. Again, he might make the roster. He might not. But, I mean, it's a 7th round. Take a shot on him. Maybe he could develop into a solid backup quarterback for Kyler Murray. And even if Kyler Murray, hopefully he does get injured, but in the case that Kyler was to get injured, y'all, maybe Sam Hartman could step in and do some things. So, y'all, there you have it. That's my 2024 Arizona Cardinals mock draft. Y'all see, we made a ton of picks. And let's just recap very quickly. So, pick 4, Marvin Harrison Jr., pick 27, Chop Robinson, pick 35, Byron Murphy II, pick 66, Kamari Lester, pick 71, Blake Fisher, pick 90, Josh Newton, pick 104, Johnny Wilson, pick 138, Taki Smith, pick 162, Luke McCaffrey, pick 186, Xavier Thomas, and then pick 226, Sam Hartman. So, Arizona Cardinals fans, how y'all feeling? How y'all feeling? Remember, laughter is good medicine, so make sure you get your daily dose. Y'all know I'm an ending man. I love y'all. God bless. Peace.